It's time for the Sports Report with your host, Mike Prince. For scores, updates, and highlights, Waller County area, the Sports Report is your one-stop spot. And now let us join in today's program.
Well, good morning. Wow. What an exciting night on last night. All I can say, again, is wow. The Waller Bulldogs came in last night's game versus the Brenham Cubs with a need to win the game to secure a playoff spot. What worse situation or scenario could you have? You've stumbled, started off hot. At one point you were 7-2. You fall back and you lose some games that no doubt should have been wins. And you find yourself against the number 2 ranked team in district, and you pull off one of the greatest comebacks in Waller Bulldog High School history. The Bulldogs were down by as much as 20 points, and the Bulldogs were able to rally together to seal the win. The Bulldogs were able to outscore the Brenham Cubs by the score of 74-71. The emphasis being placed at going into the fourth quarter, the Bulldogs were trailing by 15 points, 58-43, and they outscored the Brenham Cubs 31-13 in the fourth period alone. We were able to catch up with Coach Earl Claiborne to get his feedback on his team's performance. And here is what he had to say.
Hey, just elation right now and a sense of relief. Knowing that coming in tonight, we had a chance to make the playoffs, and we've been grinding at this thing for the last 3 games now, trying to get one win. And finally tonight, the kids, they stepped it up a notch.
Stepped it up a notch is an understatement, yes. Coach. David Matoya, senior guard. The truth be told, been a little hot and cold season.
Right.
Okay, tonight, I've never seen this man play with the drive and the passion that he showed tonight. He's normally known for his outside shooting, but he was going to the paint and going hard tonight.
Right. That was one of the things that we emphasized at halftime, knowing that they're going to sag back and, make us shoot because they think that we can't shoot. And the first time we played them, we weren't very good shooters, but David did a good job of driving the ball to the basket. And I knew once we had gotten them into the double bonus, that we had a chance.
Now, Coach, it was a tangled mess before tonight's contest with who can go where and all the possible scenarios. Now that the dust has cleared, Bulldogs have really controlled their own fate and destiny. Explain the possible playoff scenarios.
Well, right now, depending on what happened with Montgomery and Rudder and Huntsville, we're sitting at third place. We're tied with Magnolia. And we don't know exactly how the pairings will be, but we know that we're in. And that's something that hasn't happened around here since 2006, maybe, if I'm correct.
Exactly. 2006 was the last time that the Bulldogs made playoffs in basketball. And I can tell you this, and I can basically guarantee you this, that the Open Mic Broadcast Network will be there wherever the game is and whatever time the game is. Coach, I know this is one game, but what a big game it was. What do you see as a result? I heard you in the huddle. This is what I've been trying to show you guys. This is what I've been trying. There are many people that really don't really understand the coaching and the player relationship. It's almost like a father and son.
Right.
But when people sit in the benches and they're calling out, this should be done, that should be done. This is about the most emotion that I've ever seen come out of you, Coach. And just for those who are not really used to what goes on in that huddle, explain what you were meaning.
Well, what we try to do is we try to stress fundamental basketball. We don't need all the fancy stuff, behind the back dribbling and fancy passes. We just want to keep it simple because when you keep the game simple, it's easy. It makes the game easy. But I think the turning point came in the game. I made up my mind that, I'm going with these 4 seniors because if we're going down with the seniors. And from that point on, I kept them in the ball game. You can see the whole entire third quarter and basically the fourth quarter.
Yes, sir. Now, you had great defensive play out of Malachi Dorsett. Coach, when I spoke with Malachi Dorsett, he says, I don't have confidence. I said, son, if you get out there for 3 seconds or 3 minutes, you play with confidence. I said, you know guys that got cut from this team. So Coach saw something in you to make you be a part of this team. He stepped up and played defensive. Now, he only scored on paper. He only scored 3 points. Right. But he put in some quality defensive minutes. And when it gets to this time of the year, that's what matters.
Absolutely. It's crunch time right now, and Malachi, he gave us a spark, defensively, along with Jeremiah Zarate. Jeremiah was everywhere. He stands, about 5'5", but he was in there amongst the big boys getting rebounds in there. And that gave us a lift. And a game like this is what you need going into the playoffs with this momentum.
Yes, sir. Going into the playoffs, it will be. Where it will be, we have yet to discover. But you can rest assured that once we find out here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network and the Sports Report, we will let you know. This is Mike Prince with a fantastic wow finish here at the Dog Pound. The Bulldogs were down as far as 20 points, and they come back to win that second half 31-13 to take a win 74-71. We'll give you a quick rundown of what the scoring was like. It was 24-11 at the end of one. At halftime, 46-27. At the end of the third period, it was 58-43. And we were saying in the broadcast, if the Bulldogs are going to come back, they're going to have to make it at the free throw line. And what a night of free throws these guys made tonight. At one point, they had made 9 free throws in a row, Coach. Absolutely. And the final tally, the one that really counts, is the Bulldogs 74 and the Cubs 71. What a joy, what a pleasure it was to broadcast this game. Coach, thank you so much. This is Mike Prince. We are going to sign off for right now, but not forever, promising you that we will see you on the other side.
And once again, thank you very much, Coach Earl Claiborne, for that post-game interview. Now, the Bulldogs, as we mentioned, they were led by David Matoya and Mr. Tydarius Harris, respectively, both men scoring double digits, 26 for Tydarius Harris and 25 for David Matoya. Now, of those 25 points, 14 of those points came from the charity stripe for Mr. David Matoya. And as for Tydarius Harris, of his 26 points, 12 of those points came from the charity stripe. The Bulldogs were 31 of 44 from the charity stripe, shooting 70% from the free throw line. That might seem like a low number to some, but that was a tremendous night for the Waller Bulldogs. And if you were paying attention, I did make a flub. I said 31-13 in the second half. It was actually 31-13 in the fourth period. The Bulldogs were able to outscore the Cubs in the second half 48-25. What a performance by the Bulldogs. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back with the latest scenarios and the possibilities for the Waller Bulldogs. This is Mike Prince and the Sports Report, February the 12th, 2014.
The Waller Bulldog Club is a proud supporter for the Waller community. The Waller Independent School District, Pee Wee Football, Little League Baseball, FFA, 4-H, band, cheerleaders, and Waller Athletics. The Waller Bulldog Club is all about the community, showing support for the youth of Waller County, the Waller Bulldog Club.
Hey, have you heard the news? You can now listen to the Open Mic Broadcast Network on iHeartRadio.
Really? That's tight. How do I do that?
All you have to do is go to the iHeartRadio and download the app and search OBN-Radio.
Is that it? Wow, even I can do that.
It's really that simple. iHeartRadio and the Open Mic Broadcast Network, a winning combination.
What if I told you that for $36, you could make a big difference? At $36 a year, you can become a listening partner with the Open Mic Broadcast Network. This annual donation would help us continue the success of our broadcast throughout Waller County. Visit our website at KTORradio.com and become a listening partner today. Serving the community through faith and athletics, the Open Mic Broadcast Network. All right, and welcome back to the Sports Report, the Wednesday edition, February the 12th. Bulldogs, mighty win over the Brenham Cubs. Last night was senior night for the Bulldogs, and want to recognize the four seniors that represent the Bulldogs on the hardwood. It's Jeremiah Zarate, Mr. David Matoya, Coris Thibodeau, and Malachi Dorsett. In particular, Zarate and Dorsett put in some quality minutes on last night with an outstanding defensive effort. Now, between the two of them, they scored 5 points, but they made some hustle plays that don't get measured in the tally sheet that kept the team in the fight and the hunt, while Coris Thibodeau was able to score 10 points in his performance. Just a great all-around performance for the Bulldogs. It was really fun to be a part of, and we want to continue to wish the Bulldogs success on their journey. Now, we'll find out later today what the Bulldogs will actually be doing, because technically they are tied with the Magnolia Bulldogs, so it will be determined that if the Bulldogs of Magnolia and the Bulldogs of Waller will A, play a game, or B, flip a coin to decide who gets what. If I was a betting man, I believe Coach Randall will somehow try to convince Coach Claiborne, let's just go ahead and flip the coin. The placing really doesn't matter because they'll have a tough opponent, whoever that may be, and that will be coming between the winners of Region 3, District 17, top two seeds. That would be either Manor or Georgetown. And right now, both teams are pretty tough opponents to deal with, if you ask me. So we'll find out later on through the course of the day what's happening. We'll, of course, tweet that to you if you keep up with us at OBN-radio. We can even post it on the website at KTORradio.com, and we'll definitely have a report the following morning, or Thursday morning. So once again, we want to send out our congratulations to the Waller Bulldogs for finding it down within and coming up with the win at a much needed time. My name is Mike Prince, and that is going to take care of my time for this morning. But I want you to have a wonderful Wednesday. And while you're having that wonderful Wednesday, be sure to tell somebody about the Open Mic Broadcast Network and the Sports Report. Have yourself a wonderful day, and we'll see you on the other side.
The Sports Report is a production of the Open Mic Broadcast Network located in Purview, Texas. Serving the community through faith and athletics, the Open Mic Broadcast Network is the official voice of Waller County Athletics.